Hello, everybody. We have good news. We have bad news. Good news. We are streaming. Diagnosis. A chance for me to play with your tactics as Joey. Yes, I shall be using my a bit more crazy personality today, which is all about making those tactics do some crazy stuff. Yeah, we will try that on the stream today. I don't know if that's gonna come off well. But the bigger news, guys, is this. All right, guys, look at this. If you have FM24 and you're going to start a new save, Manchester City, logos, name, I guess, they won't be in the game. Right. What does that mean? Just exactly what it means. If you're going to play a start a new save, Man City, the logo is not going to be there. But then I thought SI negotiated the licenses for FM to 2025, right? So you think that it will roll over? No, I think licenses are negotiated for the platform, the current year's platform. So if it's FM24, those licenses will negotiate for 24. But because now, oddly enough, right, I find it very strange that the license can be removed because it's the year 2025. I mean, have we had any licenses that were removed from like AC Milan, like from FM 21 or FM 18? So that's a bit odd because I find it's a bit strange because the whole I understand they had to be renewed on a year-to-year basis. That one I do understand. So I think that there are what we get is the Premier League license, which can hold for the game, so they can use. They actually don't even have the Premier League license. They can't even call it the Premier League, right? You gotta go and get you gotta become a bit creative with those fan sites. Thank God for the fan sites. Yay, sort it out, SI. I don't know which others they are. Then we've got, of course, I have Scout. These are the two ones that I know about. So we can go to those sites, get the real names, and throw them into the game and enjoy ourselves, believing that it is cool. But it's a good thing we don't have those faces, those models in the game running around looking like they're playing football, looking exactly like maybe Erling Haaland. Can you imagine? He's already... It looks like an alien. So now, if he goes into the game, they have to change his image like they would do in FIFA. So you can't do that. So I think it's a good thing we don't have that. So it's only licenses, I guess. So that'd be fine. Does it make a difference to me? Not really. Because we're all going to run those fan sites and pick up those data updates. Are there any other announcements that are coming? No, none. Is there any news on the game coming up? No. Is the game being worked on? We don't know. I got news about Liverpool. Michael Edwards and a whole bunch of senior fellas at Liverpool FC. They've flown to Boston. So that means they are serious about signing Florian Wirtz. So they are looking to either that or they're just basically getting board approval for... Because the board is definitely there. Okay, so they're probably flying there for a board meeting to... get the approval they need to release $1.5 billion for the transfer spend. I know it won't be that much. It'll be about 250 million, I guess. Hey, Godsmith, tonight, baby. Europa Cup. I'll be staying up. I'm a bit insane. It's not a good time for us in Asia, but I want to. I have lost faith in SIFM. Oh my goodness. We want to read this, okay? We want to read this because this is a sensitive thing. I would love to cover his face name, but it probably is a new. I mean, when you've got 7 posts, this is definitely another account. No? Yeah, it's a second account because you see, I've been playing FMCN games for more than 20 years. But the last version of the games, may understand, the SI doesn't really put real work into the game. Oh my god. Besides small, no lah, come on now, that's not fair. And small engine tweaks. My goodness, this football engine is the best engine I've played. I will give you exactly how I feel. You know, I'm a build a nation save 22 years into. Okay, you're doing a build a nation save. I guess I know where this is heading. 28, we climb all the way to 6. We have a lot of titles. We have climbed all in Europe. We have climbed all the way to 6, which is okay. We have a lot of titles. Okay, but unfortunately, this doesn't matter for the year because every single year when the transfer window comes up, we have a price drop for our players, value drop for our club. Yeah, the problem with the game is, I mean, I guess this presupposes one thing, right? See, there's a lot he hasn't told people. I mean, like, one of the reasons why we're doing the save, we're doing this Build a Nation save with Hungary, right, is I've loaded a lot of leagues. So it makes these kind of saves a lot more competitive and the transfer values actually go up. Yeah. So I don't know. There's not a lot of information here apart from the fact I can't sell my players. And we hit the post approximately 3,000 times. Okay, that's an average of 150 per while. Somebody was counting would work. The tactical issues are not something I'm going to deal with because everybody has got their own. Basically, all people will have different points of view with tactical issues. As you can see, I'm a bit crazy when it comes with tactics, so it doesn't really affect me very much. You know, the number of XG chances I create, put them, our strikers are very clinical. Looking at you to do the Isak celebration. Huh? Alexander Isak. Yeah, I won't be surprised if Isak becomes a striker at Liverpool, but it's either Florian Wirtz or Isak is coming, I suspect. Yeah, they took out some licenses that expired in March. Yeah, yep, 100%. I kind of expected it because SI's licenses aren't forever. I've been humming the competition team tune. That's so classic. God, Spurs getting all excited about the Europa Cup. Yes, you guys should be. I mean, look at it this way. Crystal Palace won the FA Cup. Anyone can win the Europa Cup now. Crystal Palace did. I mean, they played well. I thought Crystal Palace were brilliant. And guess what? Pep Guardiola has come out mourning. Yeah, he's mourning right now, apparently. He's complaining. He said he's going to leave the club if the squad size is greater than 14 players, I think. He wants a really small squad size. He wants enough for the players and the bench, like, 11 and 15. That's perfect. I don't want any more than 15 players in my club. Okay, I don't want more than 15 senior players who can take to the pitch because I do not know. I don't want to rotate players. And you wonder why Rodri got injured. And you wonder why he didn't win the title. So he's got to leave here. So that what the club tried to do is try to have more players available so that there is some kind of a buffer when somebody gets injured. But the manager doesn't want more players. What are they feeding the boys at City, man? Are they juicing them up for every single game so that they can last? Have you noticed some of those players are using bands on their arms? Right? They got bands. Apparently, the conspiracy theory is that they are doping during a game. So you look at the number of players that have bands, right? And then some of them take off the bands. Lamine Yamal had band on him. So they apparently spike. That's what Real Madrid are saying about Barcelona, right? They're spiking during games. So, I don't know. That's a conspiracy theory. I'm just a YouTuber. Or I hate even being called a YouTuber. I'm just a content creator. Even then, I don't create that much content. Which, speaking of which, there's a video that's coming up the next couple of days. The long-awaited video on the trading is coming out. And then I start the work on that monster of a 5-channel attack video. Wow, I just realized it's some beast, man. I was thinking whether I should just let it roll as in the whole thing, which is about 1.5 hours. Then I was thinking my deck is going to be long. I got to cut it down because people just want to see the 5 tactics, see the transitions and be done with it. I'm not too sure just yet. Yeah, I haven't decided yet. The season of the underdogs. Odini, you're absolutely right. It is the season of the underdog. Imagine they have to do it on the end of May because everything is not done in time in SI. But they also pay some fees. So I think because of the delay, they probably had to go in and do one-on-one negotiations with some of these, so that they had to keep FM24 rolling. Otherwise, kind of difficult to have it in the store, sell it, and then, because they have to sell the game, right? So the game is in the store, available as a purchase, right? So yeah, I'm pretty certain you can buy FM24. Angie is a clown now. I wonder if he'll have the last laugh tonight. I'm hoping he does. I think he should. He deserves the last laugh. It could be his last laugh at Spurs, man. His final hurrah, a big guffaw as he leaves the club. A legend. Hey, he's supposed to win a trophy in his second season anyway. If he does, yeah, he's got a perfect win record. It's a perfect record. I don't know what to say, man. So, okay, we've got tactics that are going to be coming out, and you guys can upload your tactic. I'm just giving you the link right now. This is going to be the link is available across YouTube and Twitch. I've got 2 tactics we're going to be looking at very quickly. So these are all the crazy tactics I was creating, which are all 5-channel attacks. We did that on the last stream, right? So we're now coming inside here. Yeah, I've got a lot. Why don't I just save this first? I think I'm just going to save 5CH just in case. I have to save it now. Then save another copy. And then load the game here. Okay. So I don't use that save now. I need those 5-channel tactics that we created as well on that stream. So the folder will have it. See that? All these 5-channel attacks. Okay, so now we go in load. Let's go into tactics. I'm hoping this is the right folder. I don't want to go backwards again. PYT. Okay, we got 2. Correct. Mid-block magic. Oh, finally a mid-block tactic. 4-4-2. My favorite type. 4-4-2 mid-blocks can be quite fun. You need a rugged midfield. Yeah, that's for sure. But because it's a 4-4-2, you can keep it cramped up. There are 2 ways of doing it. One is this one is done, a compressed line like this. So the high defensive line, they support the midfield and the attacking transitions, but they're compressed during the transition phase. Players are trigger pressing like this, means they're not everybody's going to be doubling up. But it's fine. If you do it like this, then you're probably going to might even see 3 fellas going for the same mistake that the opposition team players made. Get stuck in, everyone's going to ground. Invite cross, they're all going to be narrow. And you might see these wingers coming back to help you transition back into defense. So over here now we've got, we're looking at our players to see whether they're suitable. He's got a left foot, so he's going to come inside. Let's look at his PIs. Are there any? Usually no. Yeah, he doesn't have any PIs, which is nice and clean. Of course, if you want to do a split press, you're doing like, these guys and these guys. But you don't do these guys in a split press. You don't hard tackle this. You don't go and ask them to hard tackle time out. Whether they get pulled out of position in the center too easily. Work ball into box, focus blade on the right. Now, when you do something like this, it's always good to have a wing that is attacking, especially if you're doing a focus plate on the right. Then the left wing should really be on attack, and then you should have options. But this is a bit okay. This could be interesting because this player might get behind the line to driving crosses. So instead of having come right into the box to score, he might become a very good option for the delivery of the ball. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Mike Mings, you got McGinn. Douglas Lewis. McGinn, I thought he comes to get the ball, plays 1-2, strikes killer balls often. He does. This is a holding role. I won't say a holding role. He's gonna hold position. Yeah. So these are pretty solid. They got Pau Torres, I think, and Konsa. Okay, we got Chambers and Mings. I think this can be a decent starting 11. Okay. All right, Courtney House is unregistered. Okay, whatever. What is this, Champions League? Okay, I don't think we registered a team. Pablo Villa is looking to take control of the group. Wow, who's Pablo Villa? He's a manager. Oh, sorry, he's my assistant manager. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow, he speaks bravely. Okay, so if I were to use this as a mid-block tactic, right, I'll probably have the tempo high and I remove work ball into box. Because I might want to just get into the area and score goals. Now, I'm not a big fan of support advance forward. I rather have two roles in front attacking. And then you will have a nice prong attack where we have this build up here, focus play diagonal, and we got three fellas attacking the zone. I'm kind of new to defending with the 5-2-3. I'm wondering what role should I use for my very central defender. I would say you play whatever you want there. My advice is you look at the situation. Do you need that ball to go from back to front really quickly? Then NCB is actually quite a good role. Do you need to hold on to the ball and bring the ball out and sometimes work with a goalkeeper? There's a ball playing defender. So it's one of the two. Yeah, it depends on you. I probably would go, depending on the other roles that you have in the back line. If you're using two liberos, then I'll probably play him as a NCD. And I get that'd be fine. Liberos are the ones playing the long passes, or everybody at the back. You got two playing the aggressive long pass, and then if the NCD gets the ball, then just kick it long. Yeah, I would say you just play him as NCD. If he's weak on the ball, don't try anything else. Just go no nonsense central defender. I mean, these roles like no nonsense central defender aren't bad roles. It's just that people they get a bad rap. People look at the role and go like the poacher for many years got a bad rap. People are like, I don't want to play a poacher. I want to play something sounds cool. Advanced forward sounds cool. Pressing forward sounds cool. Trequartista must be a great role because it's got so many syllables. Okay, people go poacher. Poacher is like so passé, And turns out the best role is actually the poacher. In my honest opinion, one of the best roles in the game, especially if you want to have those kind of very attacking systems, get others involved in the play, is the poacher. Nice, good goal. That was nice, no? I mean, this is a pretty good transition, but it was offside in the end. Duty, like I said, play him in cover, play him on defense. Don't play him as a stopper. You can play him defend because there are three defenders. I don't know what the other defenders are. So if the other defenders are like Bob White centre backs, then you can play him as a no-nonsense central defender on cover. So it's just behind the group. That's what I would recommend. Okay, so far so good. But once again, you see a mid-block tactic. You want to try. The most chances are 4-4-2. The mid-block is just gonna be winning the ball somewhere here in your half as well. So we only got one out. Basically, but when the ball gets to him, he just does a little goes back looking for somebody else, and then you play through. Casino Square, how are you, brother? Okay, so the way I look at this, definitely I'm going to use. The first thing I'm going to do in the second half is I'm going to change the DLF into a target forward or a my three choices will be target forward, poacher, who will stay on the defenders, advanced one is continually try and beat them, so that will pin the defenders, giving the winger even more space. Yeah, so that's what I'm aiming to do. Because right now there's not much synergy between the two roles. I mean, yeah, maybe if you drop tempo, then it becomes a different kind of a tactic, right? You're sitting back, and then when you get into the final third, you are trying to create pretty goals. But in a mid-block, I sometimes want quick transitions. A tempo should be higher. I don't waste too much time from back to front. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to come in here, change this guy immediately. I'll just go poacher. Yeah. Best role in the whole game. Okay, so you're just going to be a poacher. You just stay in front. Don't do anything, okay? All right. Okay, now we're going to remove our ball into balls. I'm going to increase this tempo to very high now. Then we got counter. Yeah, that's it. This can be balanced. All right, or it can be cautious. Why am I not playing positive? Because positive tends to have shorter passing. So it's either cautious or attacking. That's basically where I'm going with this. Now, if this happens, then this becomes a bit deeper. So let me think. We're gonna go cautious. Because I want the direct passing that is team and cautious mentality, and with what's the other one? Attacking system. So we're not going to spend too much time. I say the balls are a lot more direct, and we get the goal. They're easy. So the thing is that it's a little known secret in the game, but nobody does it, no, because people are still following guides that were written in 2012. Okay. SI changed the way mentality worked about 4 or 5 years ago. But they didn't tell anyone about it. They didn't tell anyone. It was what they changed under the hood. They didn't tell anyone. Some people get quite annoyed with it. I don't, because I love the surprise. So when I looked at the numbers in the game and I was noticing one thing, I noticed that the passing lengths had changed. So yeah, so you want passing lengths to improve, go long. Is it cautious or attacking? I mean, this is one of the reasons why you should, if you're not sure about any tactic, start unbalanced. You can never go wrong on balance. So we're going to move to balance. You can never go wrong on balance. Okay, what I'm going to do now is play something quite simple. I'm going to drop the defensive line now. Okay. And I'm going to pass into space. I'm going to use the wings all the way now. I'm passing direct, I'm going direct. I'll leave it alone. We don't change too much. Okay. So now I'm going to try and get a goal by utilizing the flanks as much as possible. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to turn this guy into a no-nonsense central defender. So what do I have now? If the ball comes to the back, this guy's going to hoof the ball. How am I feeling about the game later? I believe Tottenham Hotspur will be the Europa Cup champions. Yes. It'll be a fine day for United under the sun. But they will not win it. It will be a day for the Lily Whites. They will have a great day. I want Spurs to win. I definitely want Spurs. Now the defensive line is so deep. You see, the defensive line is quite deep, but these guys are going up. They're not really committing. Okay, so I want to do a split press. I want these guys to do some. This guy can be a pressing forward then. Okay, and then that will be fine. We get this guy as well. Mark tight. Trigger press more often. This guy as well. Yeah, we dropped the goal behind. The hard tackling is definitely not doing me any favors, because hard tackling is almost like if you want your players to hold their position, right? You definitely don't want this. You definitely don't want this. No way, because then what happens? The guys in the center start chasing after players. So we're gonna hold it. I never use get stuck in a 4-4-2 unless I'm playing a very high defensive line and a very compressed zone. That means something like this. Something like this. Okay. Then I'll look at stuck in. Then the fullbacks will support the attack. There'll be a lot of chopping, and the zones will be quite narrow. Yeah. Imagine Tottenham having better season on 16th position than Arsenal, the bottlers. I mean, come on now, it's a Europa Cup. You guys don't rub Arsenal so badly. Arsenal, look, Champions League, Europa Cup, two different competitions. If I'll tell you something, right? If an English team does not make it to the semi-finals of the Europa Cup, right? In my book, right, especially if they are the caliber of the top 8, any one of the top 8 doesn't make it to the semi-finals of the Europa Cup, they should just find a new manager. Yeah. That's that. I'm sorry, it's got to be that. It's got to be said. So I mean, Arsenal Champions League, they did quite well. Champions League, they got to the semis. Yeah. I wonder how far Palace will make it next year. I think Palace, yeah. I mean, kudos to Palace. There we just collapsed. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of doing this ball-winning midfielder as well. I rather, if you want to do, you do both of them. I do a double whammy. Then these guys can be inverted fullbacks, right? Then you can just go for an old-fashioned, simple system like this. Okay. Like that. All right. So what you can do then is, and mid-block, 4-4-2. Play a bit more compressed so your block moves up and down. You get the fullbacks supporting the final third, and you get them attacking as well. Double ball-winning midfielders are way better. Instead of just using one ball-winning midfielder on DLP. Then you compress the zone like Arrigo Sacchi and go for it. I think that would be a bit better. And then instead of having like a fullback supporting play, the fullbacks cut the area. Then you just get these guys the wingers to do that. You just play the ball forward and you got pressure in the final third, and ball winning midfielders can help you high up the pitch. And you keep the back line secure. Of course, right, in this kind of a setup, I would definitely be looking at something like, yeah, probably pass into space. I'm trying pass into space. I got two rows. One of them is not really running into space. But yeah, I think there's more that we can do with this tactic, 4-4-2. But not the way I would not recommend a 4-4-2 mid block. 4-4-2 mid block. Some mid blocks do work, but I wouldn't set it up like that. Maybe if you wanted to go CM defend, okay, DLP on support holding, okay, you got box. Then after that, DLF with a mid block, not my. Probably target for an attack, also quite a good idea. So you get something else. You get like a transition, a quick transition for the counter, right? But right now, here, you had like a DLF on support. So what you have is you're creating goal scoring opportunities for one fella. So one man has to beat two defenders. So why do we want to get them to work together to beat two defenders? We'd be much better off in a system like that. Then we've got this guy giving us the width. We've got this CM on defend, a DLP here. This really, he can just be an inverted fullback on defend. That's it. You got yourself a back line. If you want to push anybody up, you can push this guy up and give you a 3-man midfield. And then for some games, what you can do is, because the way I play a 4-4-2 is not the same way most people play. Yeah. I don't play it the same way a lot of people do it. So I'm going to show you what I would do with a 4-4-2, right? Okay, so, let's go. All right, so, okay, I've got a 2-man midfield. What am I playing against? I'm playing against a 3-man midfield, okay? So I'm playing against Man City. They got a 3-man midfield versus my 2-man midfield. I'm going to go add one here. Go give a CMD. I'm hoping this works, man. CMD, DLP goes up. We go box to box. This guy goes up. Oh, no. Ball winning midfielder. Okay, ball winning midfielder will win the ball higher. This guy's got maybe DLP on defense. He holds the ball. This guy's going to win the ball here. This guy's coming up here. Inverted fullback, target forward. Then we go into cautious. Then tempo is like this. We run, pass, keep it narrow. Okay. And we will go focus, play ball down both sides. Okay, we get both the wingers to go on attack. Okay, so both the wingers will be on attack. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to get the extra man in midfield. So this guy comes out, he gives me a 3-man midfield. All right, versus their 3-man midfield. So that's my plan. I don't always add right defense unless I play with pass into space. So I will run a defense and combine that with pass into space. So run and pass. I don't play right defense by itself. If I run a defense, I'll always pass into space. It's like a pair of things I like to get working together. Oh yeah, I think you got hard tackle. I just saw it. There we go. I'm gonna remove this. This I don't like. Right, so we want to remove that straight away because I just started seeing players moving. So we want to have a compressed zone, but we don't want like a lot of players going in to make tackles. So we got transition very quickly with a mid block. You saw how fast we move from the back to the front. So that's what we want in our tactical system. So it's basically a compressed block, and then when we get the ball, we move up the pitch. So we've got cautious, but if you're looking at the back line, right, we are playing a higher defensive line. So they won't be doing a lot of the work so close to our third. But it's compressed because you see, there won't be a lot of space for the opposition to exploit between our defenders and our midfield. This is what I'm going for. So I don't want these two to get between these two lines. So I want to make them as narrow as I possibly can. So if they were trying to break me down, they're going to have to go behind me. I think a few players could be leaving Spurs this season. It's been a disappointing season, and I think there has been a bit of a I think players are not happy with the manager. That's what I gathered. So far, defending wise, as I expected, the only way they're going to score goals is by going down the flanks, right? So we got target forward, got advance forward. So far, so good. So we got counter, distribute to flanks. You're not going to play out from the back. I don't want to do that. But now is a super keeper. This guy now I'm going to turn into a no-nonsense central defender. So I got one guy as a libero who might play the pass. He's just basically sitting down there, extra man. Libero. So it gives us a 3. But this is a step ladder 3. So I don't overcommit my players. Then I've got another player. What's he doing? He's a lone defender. So if he loses the ball, he doesn't waste time. He's just gonna hoof it. Yeah. So they're trying to go down the flanks with focus play. Again, narrow. So you break them down. See, this is why I like, right, not adding hard tackle. This is the reason why. If you look at this very carefully, look at our shape. As he brings the ball, look at how beautifully those 2 lines of 4 stay in place as opposed to what we had earlier. Earlier, when I was playing the other team, I kept having to struggle because those players kept going up a lot, right? They kept pressing, they kept leaving their positions. That actually happens a lot when you have hard tackling on. So if you have hard tackling on as a default, then whenever a player comes within that zone, they go to ground. I'm going to try hard tackle because boss says hard tackle everybody. So as you can see, that doesn't happen, right? So they're all holding their positions, which is exactly what I want. There's not a lot of space between our defenders and our midfield. So if they're gonna score a goal, they're gonna have to play a very good pass. There's a lot of space. You can see. Remember when I did a 5-channel attack video and I explained my goal is to put players in between these zones, this area. That's why I like 5-channel attacks. So their 5-channel attack is typical Man City. Man City in real life have the same problem. Okay, the quick from the back we play to midfield and then we get into the space. So we go and the split occurs, and this is when sides like City's biggest weakness is this transition here. So either they get vulnerable, they get exploited on the flanks, or they get one like that. So managed to score 1 goal, but that's about it. I'm probably going to lose this game. So again, there's no hard tackling, and then we transition very quickly. Oh, we almost scored another one. Zaniolo came inside, man. Oh, lolo, we almost scored a second. No, it was almost a carbon copy of the first goal. Almost a carbon copy of the first goal, man. Again, back to Onsa, Pau. Again, Zaniolo. The target forward is working really well. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was a terrible mistake at the back. That's a back pass that they latched onto. Tyrone Mings, what is he doing? No, it was McGinn. Oh my God, it was McGinn. He gave the ball away. He's not playing the second half, man. Thank you for your fish, McGinn. Kamara will come in here. And we'll put Douglas Luiz. That was a terrible performance from McGinn. McGinn gave away the ball. They squared a goal. They scored a goal. So they didn't have. See, looking at the XG, City haven't, after the first half, they haven't created anything of note. Because first, this formation 4-3-3 needs to get up the pitch to score goals. Right? It doesn't, then it's gonna run into trouble. So they have to get all the way up, and then when they do, they will be vulnerable. So we keep playing the same way. So far, okay, we can go on key highlights, so don't have to worry so much. Again, transition, Diaby ran out of legs. So we're going to substitute. Now, next substitution will be, we'll Jacob Ramsey. Okay, put Jacob Ramsey on for Bailey. Emiliano Buenda for him. Callum Chambers for no one else, and then Zaniolo for who? We got no striker. Morgan Rogers or Zaniolo, I don't know whether Rogers is any good or not. We're just randomly putting a player there for the sake of putting a player there. I think that Morgan Rogers is got terrible attributes. But I just wanted you guys to see what I'm talking about. Where the chances that they get aren't good chances. So that's gotta be the goal when you do a tactic. So in a 4-4-2 like this, instead of if you're gonna do a mid block, you gotta do it like without get stuck in. Very important. 2, you gotta set up an outlet for your mid block. So in our case, we got outlets on both sides, left and right. Now, if I wanted to be a bit more like, okay, maybe I just wanna use creative players over here, and hopefully these guys can go on to score. That can be done. But then now you only depending on one side to get all the support, I guess. So we consider a goal Jeremy Doku scored. It was not too bad, But again, I'm not too unhappy because the XG that the chances that we created for we gave the other side not that good. Yeah, and we got the equalizer immediately. Aston Villa 2, Man City 2. We can go attacking because we believe in ourselves. So it's simple. The concept is going to be very simple when you create a 4-4-2. So we went with this guy who can win the ball high up the pitch, a ball winning midfielder. Makes a lot of sense. And then 3-2. Aston Villa have beaten Manchester City 3-2. So with a mid block, it is very possible for you to play well, but there are things you cannot have in a mid block. The most important thing you can't put in a mid block is the use of hard tackling. Avoid it. If you want to have a press, these 4 only, but never have it for these 2. Don't put mark. I mean, this guy is gonna have mark tight hard tackle. This guy's a mark tight. You don't want anyone else doing hard tackling because you don't want them all stepping out. So you want to avoid that at all costs. So we did well. We created some good quality chances. In fact, our goals were not bad. But the goal here was to play like Crystal Palace. Let Man City have the ball and beat them on the transition. So every time they lost the ball, we hit them on the transition. So that has to be the goal of a mid-block system. So if you play a mid-block system, you're looking to hit a team on the transition. Now, if you play a 4-4-2 and you decide, I want to have a support duty, then you're actually making it hard for your team to hit a team on the transition. So you want to have at least 2 attack duties. Now, what I've done here is I kept it simple. I actually made it easier for ourselves so we can actually attack them down the left flank or the right flank. All I did was I had a 3-man defense and I put this guy to give us an extra man in midfield because they have a 3-man midfield too. So how do I make it so that I get an advantage over them through the defensive midfield and attacking phase? See, this is a target forward, right? He will drop here. So that is an extra man in midfield. So I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 players that can be in midfield. So that's if you go into a tactic like that, you gotta start thinking about how do you get that extra man. That's about it. So this is not bad. We can try to it's not bad. Yeah. Not a bad tactic. But Joey personality wanted to play something different. So we got that tweaked. So now we got Atalanta 4-3-3, mid-block, false rolls up. What, you guys had a meeting, is it? Matty and Spurs fan, both of you had a meeting, is it? I think this guy sat down somewhere in Discord and said, no, this time we want to create a mid-block tactic. Glasner is good in Europa League. He won it with Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. He's not a bad player. I'm looking at Crystal Palace have some decent players there as well. Not bad. I think they have. That's a team that I'm very happy to see them playing in Europa Cup next season. All right, so let's look at this tactic. We've got Yuri Tielemans. Apparently, he wants to play football, but he can't because he doesn't have the condition. All right, this is a tactic with 3 roaming playmakers, 2 roaming playmakers. He's going to go up, down. Winger, fullback coming inside. Okay, I get this tactic. There's a lot of focus. No, exploit the middle. You can play exploit in the middle or play focus play. Both can work. Like, you know, roaming player is going to come here, roaming player is coming here, coming. There's a lot of build-out patterns. This is like a lot of rotating diamonds here. You got a diamond will come here. There's one diamond, then the diamond will shift inside. Yeah, quite nice. You got a few. If this works, it could be potentially very nice to watch. Yeah, it could be very nice. Diego Carlos, are you any good? You play as a last man. Okay. Tyrone Mings. Wait, you got dribbling and first touch. Okay, I guess so. All right, let's go. Let's see how this tactic performs. Let's see if there's any PIs in this. Apart from these two, I'm sure this guy has it. This guy doesn't have it. Good. This guy, please don't hard tackle. Okay, don't hard tackle. Don't hard tackle. Okay, very good. You can hard tackle. Yes. You can hard tackle. You can hard tackle. Okay, good. Okay, why? Oh, I see. The wingers are going to cut inside. It looks like a soft Joey go smash. It can. But this one, for this tactic to work well, passing cannot be anything greater than midway. Yep. It's got to be exactly here or here. So you cannot be your passing cannot be direct. But this is interesting. It's not playing our defense and it takes short kicks. You got no play our defense, which is good. In fact, I'm not a very big fan of play our defense or our tactics. Yeah. Play our defense shouldn't be. I mean, I personally think, right? Your transitions can be faster without play our defense. If you're the kind of person that wants I want the ball to go from back to front quickly, then why are you playing our defense? Because the DMs tend to come a bit deeper to receive the ball. All right, let's see how this tactic pans out. Okay, so watching our extended highlights. Let's look at Tielemans. Hey, Maximovic, how's Mr. Spicy Coffee, man? Speaking of which, I need my spicy coffee. We're defending against Nottingham Forest. Not looking good. They got themselves into a goal-scoring position. We have to berate our team. Again, there's another corner. The 2 RPM go in MCV and yeah, correct. They got a shifting, but that's the problem. The problem when you have that kind of a setup, man, you gotta make sure that the width is narrow as well, so the passes go inside. Yeah. If it works, it'll be nice. Unfortunately, Diaby can't shoot. Like I said, this can work, right? Because what I would recommend is doing a split press, meaning the 3 guys in front, they're a lot more aggressive than what I'm seeing right now. So your tactic needs high aggression for the first 3. There we go. Got a goal. I won't be surprised, you can, and I like the use of the advance forward. Because if you play advance forward in this kind of a tactic, is brilliant because they won't waste time getting the ball up the pitch. But if you play like a pressing forward, good luck to you. You're playing a deep line forward attack, good luck to you. You play complete forward, good luck to you. You want the ball to go from back to front quick, advance forward. Yep, no problems. Especially if we have like this kind of setup where roaming playmakers are bombing up and down. As Cheryl's, no, the roaming playmaker is here, is an anchor in this tactic. Yeah. In fact, he can go all 3 roaming playmakers. It was me. Turn all 3. Why do I have one DM there for? Might as well just go all 3 roaming playmakers. Yeah, so he's got like a hook. So they go. Then he got like one DLP in the center. They lose the ball. The only thing I don't know. Yeah. The problem with this setup is I did try double twin roaming playmakers at one point. I did try it. And I wanted to see if it was any good. I quickly discovered that the best setup is actually to have only one roaming playmaker in your team because it appears the roaming playmaker has got an attitude problem. If there's more than one, he doesn't like it. So he likes to be the star. So there can only be one roaming playmaker. That's my opinion. That's what I found. I mean, if you can make 2 work or 3 work in a tactic, I would love to see it because it will be quite special. So let's make them all roaming playmakers now. Treat all 3 with equal attention. Okay. One cannot be a roaming playmaker. All 3 of you will be roaming playmakers. Now, Tielemans is the one that's the most tired, so we put him in the center. Okay, we got 3 roaming playmakers. Okay. I mean, insanity, right? So we're not going to play positive. We're not going to play on cautious. Okay, dribble less. Who wants dribble less? You run a defense, pass into space. Okay, no ball into box. Okay. Yeah. Prevent shot, no need. There's no prevention. We don't want to remove players. What we want instead is this. Okay. More. And more. Okay, done. All right, let's go. Make short kicks. Nah. Distribute to the flanks. Who cares, man? Take long kicks. Goalkeeper is just booting the ball. We got so many players on the flanks. Regista is more aggressive in pressing. I don't know. Yeah, okay lah. Regista maybe. He won't move a lot. But then nobody to help him. That's the problem. That is the only thing I don't like about Regista. Regista in the center could get you into trouble if there's no screen in front of him. Hey, Intani, how are you, man? I feel like aggression together will worry. I've been saying that for the longest time. I say aggression and work rate are the two most important attributes in the game. You get that right, you win all the titles in the game. Yeah, you don't have to worry. People talk about acceleration and jumping reach. I'm like, dude, seriously? That's like so 2020. Aggression and work rate have been there for the longest time. Okay. So aggression and work rate have always been the go-to for all my tactics, because the moment you put a player in there who's got high aggression, my goodness, look at that, baby. 2 roaming playmakers and a Regista that did okay. All right, we got the goal. But we also have a split press now. You have a split press. Hello, may I ask which tactic is best for you and with which one you have more success while playing? For me, it's always going to be the tactic I have the players for. For me, the most successful, craziest tactic is my 5-channel attack system, Joey Go Smash. But to play that tactic and to play it well, you need good players. You need a roaming playmaker, and he creates the highest XG I've ever had in the game. I mean, consistently 3 XG per game, 2.7 XG per game, non-penalty XG. So it's very, very high. So far, I have had no tactic consistently give me that many, like 4 to 5 clear-cut chances a game. Yeah. I did a video on that, right? That tactic. But for that tactic, you got to have the players, and you got to have you kind of need to, you're only depending on one midfielder. So this is like the other version of Joey Go Smash, I guess. But the downside with this is the center here. He's not doing enough. Okay, I'm going to change this now to somebody else. Deep line playmaker on defend. I need a static pivot. This guy is going around him. This guy is coming. This guy is going to be here. The liberos come out. The Alfonso 2. This guy comes up here. This guy comes up here. Okay. We don't want these guys to sit narrow. Okay. Because we already have that happening. We got so many players in the narrow positions, right? So what will happen is these guys instead will be told to stay wide. Run wide, people. Go around the camel's ass. Okay. So instead of going inside, they go out. Okay, so a libero comes in, he forms a partnership. This guy's a lone defender. This guy goes up, this guy goes out. This guy will go around, right? Because we have I don't know, it might not work. Yeah, send it. I use a Discord. Yeah, the guys on Discord can send in the tactics anytime. Yeah. I don't know whether I can view hidden changes in player roles. I want to see the difference between DM and Volantes. They don't really have any PIs. Those you can't see in the game. You know, you got to depend on your own visual confirmations. SI do not reveal details about how the game is coded for some roles, like the Volante, the DM. They don't. All I can tell you is if you look at the game, they will have different mentalities, starting positions. That's about it. Now, that's the only thing that you will be able to tell from the game. Yeah. Okay, so I would probably try this out like this without anchor and then go wide instead. I'm toying the idea of making these 2 complete wing backs. Yeah. For once, right? Complete wing back. Because complete wing backs also roam. And that could, because we could get away from the congestion that potentially can happen in this tactic. Nah, Regista on the side won't really be, we can't have registers on the side in this tactical system. You need these roles to get up these positions. So if you, okay, the option is this, right? Both can work. You can have the fullback attack, or you can play a complete wingback on attack. Complete wingback is a bit more unpredictable. The attacking patterns will be a bit more unpredictable. But if you play with fullback attacks, then you want, this is the one time I'm going to say, you can have fullbacks attacking. Yeah, you can have the fullbacks attacking because you had that. So they're going all the way looking to score goals, no? Yeah. These guys can be good goal scorers. Or potential. I mean, I get. So we reverted back to playing defend duty here instead of roaming role. So I went back to defend duty. Register, no, we don't want him getting up. We don't want this guy to go up. No, we don't want him to go up. This is a safer tactic where you get these guys coming behind them, and then you get a staggered defense because there's no diamond defense in this one. This is just one-man defender, no? One-man defense only. Okay, so not bad. It's not a bad tactic. So let's see whether I haven't seen your tactic yet. So the link is already up in chat for the rest of you who or those of you who just came in. That's the link. I will talk about the other tactics. If it comes from the public, I'll just we will randomly pick a few tactics. I might pick 1 or 2 tactics to play with. But those guys on Discord, I'll be playing your tactics all the way. So if your tactics are not in yet, so please make them available. So these are the 21st, we got 2 tactics from you guys. Okay, so download these 2. Positive 442 custom and 433 F9. Interesting. Might play one of them. So BYT, public, Discord. We come inside here and delete these 2. Then come in here, public, extract all. Select folder, extract. I'll pick one of them, Yeah, because I haven't seen That's Discord. Yeah, I haven't seen yours yet. Okay, alright. Okay, so load. Tactic. PYT. Okay, Ursus, your F9 tactic. Oh no. Basically, I'm just gonna show you what happens. You play a tactic. There's a lot of 4-3-3s. The problem with 4-3-3s notoriously low XG. Unless you are the kind of person, if you want to play a 4-3-3, you better know how to change your roles and duties around. Okay, because you need to become that kind of a player. You cannot go into I'm gonna play 4-3-3 all the way. Like for me, right? I'll change these guys to inside forwards in some games. I'll play fullbacks on attack and fullbacks here. Sometimes I go libero, roaming playmaker, 2 CMs on attack, 1 poacher, 1 inside forward, 1 inside forward. The fullbacks coming in this way. I'll storm my way to goals. You gotta know what a 4-3-3 is good at and what it's weak at. The weakness of the 4-3-3 is actually extreme midfielders, because you gotta go up the pitch and score goals. You can't if your midfielders are always spending all their time defending. So 7 guys defending for 90 minutes. So I mean, yeah, you can if you have a really good team, world-class team, you might get away with it, like how Man City have gotten away with it for so many years. But once teams start playing a bit more direct, your 4-3-3 is exposed because you'll be exposed on the flanks. So you need to get up the pitch, and then if you lose the ball, you're down the flanks again. So you can see, I mean, even I'm just playing it for a few minutes and showing it to you because it's going to happen. I think that if you want to play a 4-3-3, you got to become a master at changing. You have to become a master at changing. For one, the wing backs always dribble with the ball. Sometimes you want them to pass the ball, they just keep dribbling and then they lose the ball. Okay, and then I know there's a winger, but the same problem happens to the wing back. So the wing back take the ball, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna try, and then he checks inside. Then great, if he can find the pass. But what if he can't find the pass? Then you end up in a situation you concede a goal. So that's the downside. And then the other thing is you never ever get brilliant high XG chances. You end up doing like this jam-packed defense, and you're getting everybody up the pitch. And guess what? You've got the whole team up the pitch, 2 defenders left, your flanks are exposed. So you get countered a lot. So you're getting like low XG chances a lot in 4-3-3 tactics. So what choices do you have? So sometimes what I like to do when I go into this kind of tactics, I go like, okay, fine. Forget this, you go poacher. I'm going to play this guy's in inside forward, this guy's in inside forward. You both go in this way. We're going to underlap both sides. We're going to remove the pass into space. We're going to go faster. We're going to ride defense, pass into space with ball. I'm going to go low cross. Then counter press with hold shape, keep the ball in the final third. We go balance because I want to reduce the risk profile a bit. Okay, then we go invite cross, prevent short goal distribution. Yeah, it can work. I mean, one of these players are going to be taken out of the equation. Okay, let's go even more crazy. Now I'll go libero on support. This guy's going to go out the pitch. I want this guy to attack. He's a roaming playmaker. I want these 2 guys to get up the pitch. They can be box-to-box midfielders, or they can be CM on attack. We need one guy attacking the box. There's no point putting a roaming playmaker there. Why? He's not going to do anything. He's just going to go up and ting tong, ting tong, ting tong. He's not going to give you a lot of goals, right? So we got one guy we can put a ball winning midfielder. He can, these guys can put a lot of pressure on defenses. Here we get one fella. I mean, this would be fun. This guy's just going to kick the ball and hope to God. If he's in trouble, just going to kick the ball long. Go what I've done. I only a one-man defense. Maybe I'm scared. I think one-man defenses are too much for me. I'm too scared. Okay, good. We can play this then. Wing on attack. I get full width of the pitch. This guy's coming in. All right, let's see how this does. Inverted fullbacks. I got a 3. Now I got a different tactic. Inverted fullback. I got 3, 2. These guys attacking the center. So it's like when you play a 4-3-3, you absolutely, if you go into a game, and a lot of the time I go into games, I'm looking at the other formation. What are they doing? Shucks. They're all sitting back. If I push all my players out of the pitch, my 2 defenders versus these two guys, which is what was going to happen with the 4-3-3, right? So what can I do to even the playing odds? I get more of my midfielders up the pitch. So that's something that you might have to consider when you're playing your tactics. So 4-3-3s, you absolutely need to know how to get more players into the attacking transition, but more importantly, as you attack, right, how do you keep yourself secure? Because in a 4-3-3, you have only 2 defenders left if you lose the ball, right? So if you lose the ball, the 2 defenders lose the ball, you're going to be in trouble. Half the time, you're going to be in trouble. So I'm going to have to find a transition here that I show you. Okay, so now we have the ball, right? Look at what's happened. I got a backline of 3. So instead of having 2, now I have 3, right? Okay, but I also have these guys attacking through the center. I put a poacher there, and I get inside runs from my CM on attack. And I didn't even bother checking to see whether these are the right players or the wrong players or this tactic. I just went and stuck them in. So if I wanted to, so this is just one variation of the tactic, right? So we got that variation. Now there's another variation. If I see the situation, I go like, you know what? I want to get everybody up the pitch. I want to sayonara this team. I won't say sayonara this team. I just want to get everybody involved. Because I'm psychotic today. I feel like I'm a complete mentally unhinged manager. Okay. Ball, laying defender on cover, libero on defend. Okay, because we're going to get this guy going on the pitch. Now this CM on attack. Okay, now we want these guys to come inside. Sit narrow, cut inside. I want them to play as playmaking fullbacks. Sit narrow, cut inside with the ball. So what these guys are going to do, they're going to come inside here now. Then in that case, yeah, this is crazy. This is absolutely unhinged. Okay, it shouldn't work. But it's another pattern, because now I'm going right through the middle, but it doesn't make any sense to do it against this tactic because it's got 3 players in the center. But I'm congesting so much space that what I could potentially do with this system is go focus play down one side. I get everybody moving to one side. This becomes an avenue for us to attack. Right, so inside for an attack. So now I got all this. There are way too many attack duties. I know this is almost psychotic, But what the focus play will do now is that while I'm attacking down this side, this entire side of the pitch will open up. So I can do like what is called an overload on one side of the pitch, looking for players that are free to shoot at goal. So teams like Barcelona do this as well. Liverpool do this. Quite a number of teams do simple overloads like this, where they build up play on one side and then you have a deep diagonal. Like Arsenal were doing it for some time last season, and they actually were creating high quality chances. I don't know what happened to Arsenal this season. Arsenal this season are very different. They are lacking in creativity in the final third. Yeah, so these are things you can do with your tactic, you know. If I were you, if you want to play a 4-3-3, my advice, figure out how to change roles and duties. You have to be able to. If not, you know, you will struggle with a lot of 4-3-3 tactics, because you'll be going to the 4-3-3 going, you know what, why am I not scoring goals? So there are quite a number of guys who play 4-3-3s and swear by them. But what they don't tell you is how they play the 4-3-3s all the time, right? They will tell you, this is my tactic, this did me wonders. But they won't tell you that, hey, you know what, during my games, right, I was actually doing this. I was actually changing roles in some of the matches. You ask them, have you changed your roles? They will probably say, yeah, in a couple of matches I do. But you'd be surprised, right, how often I change roles and duties in games. I do that a lot. When I'm playing against another formation, I will tweak my tactics slightly because I want to take advantage of what I'm playing against. So if I see a back five, okay, I'm going to stretch that back five. I'm going to get players running into the zones. So like, for example, here, right, I got a winger here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put a winger here. I'll do a focus play down the left. So there's a winger here stretching. And then I'll stick an inside forward here on attack. Okay, so I got these two attacking, got these three, right? It may, I believe DRB there. Then I got these guys building up play on the left. Okay. And then I got pass into space. We can do low crosses. There's a lot of cutbacks. So as I stretch the team on one side, I'm trying to get in on the other, because this Atletico Madrid are being very, very defensive. So if you end up playing against tactical systems like this, you're gonna have to ask yourself, how do I break this team down? So you can't do it with the way you're setting up, because every time you attack, you only have two defenders, right? And versus there are two. In this tactic, I actually have. So the way I'm playing it is different, because in a 4-3-3, you need to be able to think on, like, how can I change my tactic? So now I got three defenders. 1, 2, 3 when we have the ball. It's a white diamond. So I got a white diamond shape, but the center is gone attacking. So we got we are still defensively okay in a sense. 4-3-3. I mean, seriously, if you cannot keep a clean sheet with a 4-3-3, you should your players. Yeah, because 4-3-3, it's got it gives away some of the lowest XG chances in the whole game. Yeah, they're very, very solid defensively. So if I go to comprehensive highlights, now they're attacking us all the way. So not fair. I want to sit back and just show people something. So we go like this. No more low crossings. They're attacking me. You don't work ball into box anymore since we're defending a lead. They scored from a free kick. Yeah. Now, like, the thing is, right, hard tackle is not OP. Hard tackle is, if you go into a tactic, you put a lot of hard tackling, it's pointless. Yeah. Do you have any video who talks about any video you talk about every position? I have a book, a PDF called Book of Roles. There you can find the forums. Yeah, SI forums. Just search Book of Roles, and you find all the roles. I've covered them in that, except for the latest roles this year. Yeah, I didn't update that one because you need to know how each role transitions and moves across the pitch, so they can you can handle movement. So I mean, I'm just giving a loose example of what I did here, this tactic, right? But even doing it loosely without even paying attention to the players or what their roles are, we're okay. I mean, I think in this tactic, our defensive line or mentality should actually be slightly higher, because you see, when we lose the ball, right? Even when we lose the ball, when it build out, this is what I want to see. See what's happened. I mean, that's too fast. Okay. We won't lose this game for sure. Okay, so you get like a tree. See that this is what roughly you get this. One guy here, one guy here, one guy here. Tree. So you got like a very wide defense, and it'll pivot to the side of your attack. See what I mean? The inside forward is coming here. So we got a 3. And this is exactly how you want your team to be defending in real life. No? Like a lot of coaches in real life, what they want their players to do. If I attack this way down, this guy's got to be the deepest player. And this is done on Football Manager really well with inverted fullbacks. So this is one of the reasons why I love the inverted fullback role, because I only see this role creating that kind of movement in the game. No other, because if you play like fullbacks, yeah, you're like what Mr. Pep has discovered, right? All the flanks become open, yeah. So there we go. So we get this when we lose the ball, we got a 4, right? And then when he goes forward, then the transitions. See how the libero comes forward to support play. So you can control so much of the game just by doing this. They should have scored, right? If you have better players, you would have scored. This is what I mean by the problem with 4-3-3. In a 4-3-3, you get a lot low XG chances. You don't create a lot of high XG chances. You get a lot of XG, but not a lot of good XG chances. But we just created one very high XG chance. All Diaby had to do was find the back of the net. Okay, he didn't. And you can see the transition patterns without me even bothering to change the players. Okay, we decided to do a focus play down the left to create space down the right. And then the Buendia gets the ball and yeah, okay, whatever. Didn't score. You got key highlights now. So if you want to play if you want to play 4-3-3, then learn how to play different roles as well. Yeah. Learn. You got to. I mean, I'm not saying that it'll make you, turn you into a better player. I mean, I don't know about you guys, man. I don't like playing Football Manager and then go like, oh, my tactics stop working. I'm like, dude, seriously, I'll make my tactic work. I want to be like the manager on the pitch going, let's make a change to our tactical system because of what we see on the pitch. That's the kind of player I am. But in this one, if you play this tactic, I won't be surprised if you struggle for long periods of time with creating good goal scoring opportunities, because you have only one path to goal, which is go camping. So when using Salah and Tina, I should focus on the left. Yeah, if you want this guy to score, focus left. If you want this guy to score, focus right. Yeah. So you build up play and the other side becomes an attacking duty. That's how I got Ramdouters to work. I did learn a lot about the forward and I did struggle a lot this season with this. I changed a lot of things, but not with much. Yeah, you're going to have to start playing it slightly differently. Yeah. My advice is learn, okay, with a 4-3-3, right, what I would do in most cases is I would start with fullbacks, wingers, and don't play F9. Play something like a poacher. Then you see, with a poacher, right, he'll link up play, right? So now you can bring others in. You can drop your tempo, you can get others play. Don't play advanced forward. So this is a 4-4-2, inverted winger, DLP, CM attack. No, I tell you what you do here. Put a libero on support. This guy you play as an inverted fullback. This guy you play as a fullback. This guy as well, you just play him as an inverted fullback. And then because you got CM, that's again, right? I don't like 4-4-2s that do this. Yeah. Because when you make a tactic like this, a mid-block, right? There's no point. Because if you play a mid-block, who's attacking? The center? You think there's all tactics got no DMs, is it? You're going to struggle. Because in the mid-block, you need the transitions to be quick. You need to get up the pitch quickly. You need to be able to score goals. So this guy should really be a target for an attack. Or a poacher on attack. Get them to stay in the area. Then you have to have width. Like you can do this, but this guy becomes a winger on attack. And then this guy can become like a ball-winning midfielder on support, right? So he can help you in the center of the park. Okay? So you have like something like an anchor here. This guy goes up and you get this guy can come up in the center if you want to, and then or you can play a no-nonsense central defender here. You can play something simple. And then these guys can be fullbacks on support. You don't need them to get up the pitch. Right? You don't need them. Now, if I were to play, like we just did this, right? We just did a version of this 4-4-2 earlier. Like if I wanted to play against another team, like, I see a 4-3-3. What I'll do is I'll play a libero, because then I get 3 men in midfield after that. I get 1, 2, 3. 3 men in midfield. This guy's going to win the ball high up the pitch. Brilliant. Now, whichever side I want to do, I wouldn't put you don't have to do a 4-4-2 with an overlap mid-block makes no sense. In a mid-block, your players are going to try and win the ball in your own half. So what? You want the fullback to overlap. When do you think the overlap is going to happen? It's going to happen here. That's a bit late, right? You want to do a mid block. It's a quick transition to goal. You mean to say you win the ball here and then you want to take your own sweet ass time to score a goal. By the time that happens, you're going to concede goals. So what you really should be doing in a mid block is to do a quick transition down the flank. Instead of an overlap, you do a focus play, right? And then your passing is like this. Maybe your tempo is slightly higher. You can do a run and defense, remove the ball into box. And what you have now is a tactic that will try to, as the opposition get into your area, you keep narrow. So these two guys don't overcommit. Okay. So you win the ball and then do a quick transition to, where this guy is pinning down defenders. This guy is giving you the width, and then you got two targets in the area. Of course, or you can play a target forward as well. I would do that. But this will be a very nice creative fulcrum. Now, I personally would set this up like that. And then I'll play. If I wanted to play against a team that's got like a back 4-2-3-1 and I want to overpower their two midfielders, I turn this guy into libero. He goes out. I keep these three at the back, so I got three defenders. So they become like a diamond defense. The libero moves into the center, give me a perfect diamond. And these guys can just become attack duties after that. Then I'll just sit back and hit teams on the break. If you use two focus plays, it just means an extra midfielder goes to the side of the focus. So when he's attacking, then the other side will be, there'll be space on the other side. So if you set up like that, let's say if I were to set up like this, now I have two focus plays. And then I got two attack duties, right? So I can focus play, then the central midfielders will move closer to the side of the focus, space appears here. Then if I go here, space appears here. So you can do it. That's why 4-4-2 is mid-block. This is probably one of the best setups. When you have double wingers on attack and two inverted fullbacks, and this guy is like a libero and this guy is NCD. NCD behind the advanced forward. Then he goes boom, over the top. Do you think Arne Slot is a good manager since many people discredit him? I think a lot of funny thing about people discrediting Arne Slot now. Okay. I very funny, The thing is this, right? There's a lot of people out there. All right. Was Jurgen Klopp a great manager? People are going to say Jurgen Klopp was a fantastic manager because he won the Champions League, right? But the funny thing about Jurgen Klopp was this, right? Jurgen Klopp was a terrible tactician. He's like the man who had this wonder tactic. Okay, and then when he comes up against a team that is better than him technically, what he used to do is just harakiri, charge, let's go and score a goal. But what he didn't have was the ability to say, dial down, boys, keep the ball, be patient, probe, okay, wear their team down, then score. You see, this is where Arne Slot became much better. As a manager, he managed his team. If you look at the Man City, Spurs, Arsenal, all of them play hard running games. Okay, all of them are hard runners. They run all over the pitch all of them suffer from the high muscular injuries in the team. Liverpool didn't. So does that make, and Arne Slot was able to in a lot of the games, change things on the fly tactically. Right. He did that many times this season. So I think that as a tactician, he's better than Arne. He's way better than Klopp. But he doesn't have all the tools in his arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal was pure rock and roll. Tung, tung, tung. What is this? Volante going up. Oi. Volante go up, right? You want to put libero here. That's my advice. And don't play volante on support. Play volante on attack. Especially because, okay, this is something that people need to remember. The more players you have in your half, the more important it is for them to get up the pitch. Okay, and join the attacks. Otherwise, it takes too long. Their tempo high for what? Then this guy is going to break a leg. You want the ball to go from back to front really quickly. So my advice is, if you're going to do that, volante on attack straight away. Yeah, Klopp was a great manager, but a tactician. The world's worst tactician was Klopp. Because look at Liverpool play Real Madrid. Real Madrid just waited for Liverpool to come at them. Mid-block, boom, ball over. Every time Liverpool attack, Liverpool can see the goal. This is like the case where somebody downloaded Nap's tactics, right? Did well with Liverpool in one season. Then after that, right, the second season they took the same tactic, went online play. Say, hey, I'm a champion. I did very well. I smash everybody. So he meets all these other fellas who are like, they just pick players. Also using nap tactics, but his nap tactics is the best. Then he meets a player, a manager, who knows how to look at a tactical system and go, hey, you know what? I'll let him attack me and I hit him on the break. I'll play a low defensive line counter-attacking tactic, which is what happened, right? To Klopp. Klopp lost. So Klopp is not a tactician. He's just a man manager. Which explains why Klopp struggled in the following season when he lost his assistant. His assistant was the tactician in the team. He lost his tactician in the team. Remember his assistant manager left? That was when Klopp actually, that point onwards, right? Klopp struggled. Because that was his tactician. Like Gerrard, right? He did well for a while. Then after he also lost his tactician. Because Gerrard knows basis. Steven Gerrard has got absolutely zero clue on tactics. He does not adapt. Which is why Steven Gerrard struggles as well. So you can tell these are great man managers, but not very good tacticians. Not bad, huh? Scored first goal. Quite simple. Very nice, not bad. So I think Arnie is definitely a tactician. Yeah, 100% tactician. I've seen that because I can see the tactical changes he makes in games, and I'm like, oh, brilliant. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. I'm like going, that's brilliant. That kind of thing. Europa League tonight, I want Angie Postecoglou to win. No other manager should win it. Because we need an Aussie. And then the first, I think, then a Korean to help lift the cup. That'll be nice. See it? Okay, look. So easy to rip you apart. There. Look at that. Wow. So easy. So easy. Look at that. The parting of the Red Sea. Yeah. Parting of the Red Sea. All these tactics which are asymmetric, right? Ever since positional play was introduced, you gotta think 3-4 times before you use an asymmetric. You gotta consider a lot of things when you create an asymmetric tactic. So you gotta like tweak it on the fly. McGinn, I think I'm gonna change put McGinn here now. That guy over there. Since McGinn has got so we're gonna change things straight away. Okay, so FB, why FB? Nah, this guy is going for. You just go inverted back now. On support. You come into the middle. You volante on attack. Okay, you go up. You inverted fullback on defense. You libero on support. Okay, you go behind him. DLP. You come into the center. You are hoping you shift. No, actually not. Inverted fullback on defense. So you come in here. This one not so nice. I need you to go up the pitch. Okay, forget it. Then you go fullback on attack. See it? Okay, play as a false fullback then. You go up, then you add the underlap. Focus play on the left only because we need these guys to shift to the left so they support the left side of the pitch. Okay, let's go. Shorter, no need. Go right defense. Get stuck in, throw it away, don't use it. Step up more, don't use it. Okay. Invite cross. Okay, let's go. After Xabi Alonso will flop on Real Madrid, Slot will be the first on Real Madrid. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Xabi Alonso will interesting, I think be interesting to see how Xabi does. If he does go to Real Madrid, it will be quite. I think it's a big gamble by Real Madrid to use him, but he's a former Real Madrid player, right? So, yeah. Okay, all right. Set the back. I did volante on attack, right? Yeah, volante on attack, CM on attack. DLP on support, not defense. Defense. Okay, let's go. But I still think that there's no point. It's too defensive. I'm struggling to get this guy up. Don't play like this. This. You want him to go out the pitch, just play him here. Okay. I don't get it. That's the worst place to play him. Just play him here. Your tactic becomes so much better. You got fullback on attack coming this way. You got triple line here, focus play. In fact, got 3 guys going this way. So we go focus play, underlap, take out. Okay, then got in from balls. Okay, DLP. Wing on support here. You got triple whammy going this way. Okay, good. All these fellas will try and score. Okay, focus play, one underlap here. Okay, these guys will all try and create goals for these 3 lah. That's it lah. Finish. Okay, that's how you set up your tactic. Okay. Now he's gonna use trend. I don't know, man. I think they're all. I think problem is a lot of these clubs still are rooted, or they are so fixated with Pep Guardiola's systems. They all are hiring players that are being managed by, coached by some Pep Guardiola in their DNA. And I think that's going to be the undoing of a lot of these teams. I suspect they'll be undoing for a lot of teams, because I don't think Pep Guardiola's 3-2 is going to work. I mean, Xabi Alonso came close to changing it because he is one of the few managers that played with the number 2, number 10s or so. So he's going to play with 2 number 10s or so, I suspect. Yeah, I know. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be very interesting to watch Real Madrid this season. But I think this tactic, my friend, no lah. You don't play like this, not like that. You're gonna have a lot of issues. Already 4-3-3 is, by my definition, one of the harder systems. And the moment you take a volante, you put him here, you're making it even harder. So you might as well just flip it around. If you want to do something like that, why don't you just do this, right? And play a different system. Instead of doing that, you just go old school lah. Portuguese do this instead. Do this. Play a Portuguese. Then what you have is actually you've got a very interesting system. No, you got these 2 volantes coming up against an anchor. Okay, you got these 2 volantes coming in like that. Try that out. There is a deep counter-attacking tactic. Okay, or you can go CM on attack here, and then you can play 2 roaming playmakers in the center. All attacking, and do a focus play on one side and an underlap on this side. And then what you can do is play a winger on support. Then you got trequartista on this side. You want a really crazy tactic? I'll give you one. Trequartista, advance forward. And then you got here, you play inverted fullback on defense. This is the most defensive tactic you'll ever come across. Roaming player going up, roaming player going up. And after that, libero here on defense. Try this track drop, right? Inverted fullback protecting, and everything is direct pass into space. High tempo, be more expressive, right? Defense pass into space. Okay. Instead of playing, you can actually play a low. Don't play a low block. Mid block is just fine. Lower defensive line. Guess Taki no step up more. Invite cross. Okay. Draw teams in, no player defense. Sorry. Okay, and then distribute to flanks. Draw teams in, hit them on the break. Try this. You don't play football. This is anti-football. Total anti-football. You're just soaking it in, and then you just. But when you build out your patterns of player, this guy goes up, this guy comes up, this guy comes up. It's a 5-channel attack, but very late in the phase. Yeah. So what you want is high aggression on all your players. These 3 are gonna have high aggression. How does sweeper, keeper, ball playing defender, DLP, when do I need to use it to play? You don't need to use it to play out from the back. Play out from the back is about drawing the opposition into closing you down, giving up space behind their lines. That's what play out defense does. So if you use play out defense, it's not about whether or not I have the roles for it, but why are you doing it? Yeah, that's more important. So if you want to play out defense, right? Ask yourself, why are you doing it? Can you afford to do it? See, when do you use play out defense? You use it when you can hit them behind them. So if your tactic has got no winger on attack, it's got no advance forward, it's got no role that can, quickly hurl a ball behind their lines, then why are you playing player defense? You're just drawing them in because your DMs are going to drop a bit deeper to receive the pass. So yeah, so that's the thing about player defense. Player defense is something you think about. It's not every tactic. My best tactics don't even use player defense. I hardly ever use player defense in my best tactics. I leave them be. I say, bye, I'm not using player defense. I don't want to. So, guys, hope you enjoyed today's stream. And we covered the tactics that you wanted covered. We've played those tactics. And now, bid you, if wanted you. And we shall be back tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be an interesting episode of Rebuild Hungary, because I have to start season 2. We start season 2 as champions, but this time we're going to make sure all the other clubs also end up with great players. Yeah. So I thank everybody for coming on today's stream. You've been absolutely sensational. Tomorrow we try. Hey, anyway, I want to go and sleep early. Tonight we got Europa Cup. So good luck to Spurs, baby. To the Spurs. I am with you in your corner tonight as you take on that team from Manchester who have the greatest hope for you. They have Andre Onana as their goalkeeper. That has to count for something. If he starts, you might just win the Europa Cup. Don't worry. As long as Onana is playing, you have a chance. Because Onana will do Onana things and you're going to win. You're going to do well, man. You're going to do well. So take care. I'll see you. Talk to you later. Be safe. Be healthy. Take care of yourselves. Good night. Bye-bye.